Yes, everyone, I am back. Not with a stream, but with a YouTube video. I'm reacting to more. What is it? What is it? Spooky animations. Uh, Let me just get this image off my screen, and then I'll be showing you. Just bear with me a minute. We are watching Llama Arts. I am gonna actually subscribe to them because they're really good. It's just like animations, scary ones. And just with further ado, I'm just gonna get straight into it. A creepy ghost hunting story.
This happened about 5 years ago when I was 21. Me and my friend Seth got into this app which showed you ghosts. We'd go out ghost hunting, but nothing much would happen. Sometimes a dot would
Going ghost hunting with your friends? Nah, that's like it. That's the good old days.
appear on one of our phones and it would say random words.
Because we all thought it were real.
It would ask, "How did you die?" and stuff like that. And sometimes the answers lined up, but it was mostly random. One night, around 2 a.m., Seth suggested going to the cemetery to see if the app picked anything
Cemetery?
up. I was hesitant, but I nervously agreed. We started
Stupid
making our
kids,
way
man.
through
What
the
are they on about?
neighborhood towards the cemetery. It was weird as the streets are normally lined with cars, but they were empty on this night. We walked down the middle of the road with the app running, but it wasn't picking anything up. We finally made it to the cemetery, which was a small, family-owned one where they only buried their own. Seth went up to the gate and started shouting, hoping to get a response on the app, but
Fucking
nothing.
idiot. What's he doing, man?
I was standing in the road, feeling unsettled, when Seth starts yelling,
Is that all you've got?
I told him to stop disrespecting the dead and we should leave.
Yeah?
He tried being funny, saying,
Oh, I'll make them show up.
and jumped the gate and started stomping on the graves while screaming.
Come on, show us something.
All of a sudden,
That's
our
disrespect,
phone
yeah.
said something at the same time. I looked down at my phone and it was there.
Afraid?
We both just stood there, looking at each other when 10 or so red dots appeared on the radar.
Oh shit, he's walked up
and
the
it
grave.
said it again.
He's walked up plenty of
When I
graves.
looked back up from my phone, Seth was next to me. I said,
We have got to go.
as soon as I said that, we could hear the street lights turning off one by one from the top of the
we're
street,
coming for you now.
getting closer to us. We took off running as fast as we could. We got about halfway into the neighborhood before running out of breath
Go on, do a
and having
runner.
to
Come on.
stop. I felt like I was gonna throw up from being scared and winded. Then I heard my phone say something. It was muffled, but I knew what it said. Being too scared to look at my phone, I looked at Seth, who looked terrified.
What did it say?
He nodded at me to get my phone out, so I slowly pulled it out and it said my name across the top.
Ooh.
I turned my phone off and said,
Screw this. I'm done.
Go on.
we made our way
push him
back
out of
to
the way.
my house and had a cigarette to calm down.
Oh.
We were talking about what just happened, almost not believing it, when I heard my phone again. This time it was my sister's name. We just stood
Oh.
there, frozen, not saying a word, when it went off again and said my brother's name. I took my phone out, turned it on, and deleted the app. I asked Seth to stay the night, but he refused. I can't blame him. When I finally got to sleep that night, I dreamt a muffled voice repeating a word over and over. I started to wake up and the words became clearer. My phone was off, with the battery out. But when I turned it over, it was lit up with the app running.
Whoa.
It had a red dot about 6 feet from me, still repeating.
What the fuck? Bro, that is some spooky shit, that. Oh! Oh, you bastard! What the fuck's that? Oh. Is it a ghost?
I woke up the next morning and went to the bathroom. I had a razor-thin cut from
Oh.
my left shoulder to my right hip. I don't know what happened that night, and nothing has happened to me since. Needless to say, I don't mess with that kind of stuff anymore.
Tried cutting him in half, hadn't they? Oh, that was spooky. Very spooky. I mean, yeah, you don't mess with the dead deer, because it's first one, it's just disrespectful, and second, it's just dead people, innit? It's just people who's lost. Bro, it's not funny though, is it? 2 disturbing horror stories. Oh yeah, 2 little friends, are there? I think so anyway.
Over the weekend, about 15 coworkers and myself had our company
Sorry, I got scared because of the voice, bro. That shit's deep.
trip to the Stanley Hotel in
Stanley
Estes Park,
Hotel.
known for being Stephen King's inspiration for The Shining.
Oh!
We took an 8 p.m. ghost tour where we joined about 15 other people to get guided around the property and told stories about its history and creepy things that are said to have happened. We were told to take a lot of pictures, I'm sure to try and capture orbs
Well, he don't
or
look right.
ghosts. Many green orbs were caught in pictures, but I don't think anything is as creepy as this photo taken by my coworker. A little girl in a hot pink dress who was definitely not on our tour. And apparently, years ago, a young girl who was 12 to 13 by the name of Lucy was squatting in the basement of the concert hall, which is where this photo was taken, and she was discovered upon plans to begin some construction. She was forced to leave, and the night got below freezing, so she froze to death. Everyone on my tour has vouched that this girl was not on our tour.
Oh, bro, I shouldn't have laughed at that, bro. But that was funny though. What the hell?
I mean, who wouldn't remember someone wearing hot pink? The man pictured as our tour guide, no one would have been in front of him. I am convinced that this is the ghost of Lucy. Just one more added note, though I doubt anyone would believe me. But there was only one time throughout the tour where I felt any strange energy or feeling. And it was right there, headed down to the basement of the concert hall.
Is that it? What the fuck? Bro, is that it? Just some little girl that froze to death and she's somehow just camping around this, what is it, Stephen King's hotel or something like that? Stanley Hotel? What the fuck? That's not scary, bro.
What's that? Plain white sauce? Plain white sauce makes your teeth go grey.
I'm sorry for the adverts, but what the fuck did I just watch anyway?
This happened a few
Here we
weeks
are, we're
ago when
back.
I was walking home from school, excited that my freshman year was coming to an end. It was a Tuesday night when I was turning in my last essay for history. I left it to the last minute and the teacher actually made me complete it before I could go home. I hated my teacher for that. Around 8 p.m., I had finished that goddamn essay and was walking home. The rain had stopped and there was a beautiful sunset. Suddenly, I noticed something. There was a red 2016 Toyota Camry right behind me. I got goosebumps thinking it was following me. I didn't look back and started walking in my apartment's direction. I wanted to go to a busy road to feel safer. Just then, the car sped up, stopping right next to me.
Oh,
A middle-aged man asked me where I was headed and suggested to drop me off. I said no thanks, but the man wouldn't leave and insisted.
look at the creepy bastard. Bro, what's his mate? Wait, who's driving here? Oh shit, it's in America, so obviously it's going to be on left side. What a pedo, and him, what the fuck, bro, is that Pinocchio?
I wanted to tell the man to just fuck off, but
Oh.
I took off running instead.
Go on, tell him to
I
piss
heard
off.
a loud noise
You little
and at the
nonce.
same time felt something I can only describe as a sharp vibration hitting my flesh.
Whoa,
I fell to the ground not knowing what happened. Out of adrenaline, I was about to get up and run again as I felt a heavy arm grab me by the mouth. Then the pain set in. I realized that I was shot.
I'm going to say.
There was another man next to him that searched my pockets. He grabbed my phone and threw it on the ground as he tied my legs and taped my mouth. They quickly put me into the trunk of their car and then started driving. I could feel that we were going very fast, and I'm sure that we hadn't stopped at all for a good 30 minutes. I was feeling my blood soaking into my shirt, which scared me the most. I was certain that I was going to die. I was thinking about my parents and what they would feel when they heard that I was missing. Then the car came to a stop. By some miracle,
Why the fuck did he look at me, bro? I got scared then, and I'm not even fucking in the animation.
I heard a police officer asking for IDs and driver's licenses. I wanted to yell for help, but nothing came out. Just then, I heard 3 to 4 gunshots. I heard another cop yelling,
Man down! Man down! Shots fired!
I was begging the cop to find me. Then I heard the cop searching the car. I was feeling joy as my pain was growing worse. Seconds felt like hours. The officer then opened the car's trunk and suddenly started firing at me out of a fight or flight response.
What the fuck?
Thankfully, the bullets missed. The officer quickly caught up to the fact that I was kidnapped and injured.
Ray, what the fuck, bro? One copper on his own, yeah? You just start shooting in a random boot? Fuck me, bro, what the hell?
He called for backup immediately, and it arrived in minutes. They placed the injured officer onto a gurney and drove off in an ambulance. Finally, when the scene was safe, they called another ambulance for me.
I'm gonna say, what about you?
I woke up in the hospital. The news media was everywhere. I was fine after a few days, but later learned that the officer that was shot didn't make it.
Oh,
I don't know if those men are still alive or rotting away in a prison
why is he
for
staring at me,
killing
bro?
an officer. I don't want to know what would have happened if
the fuck, bro? That is one sketchy ass little 7-Eleven, bro.
those officers hadn't stopped the car.
What's this? Bro. Oh, I thought you were going to take me into an advert. The bus stop horror story. Alright, so I guess it's on about bus stops.
This happened when I was 17 years old. I would go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and ride the bus home. It was a Sunday and I had just missed my bus, so I had to wait longer for another one.
Bastards,
I would have
yeah.
called my parents, but they were out for the evening, and taxis charged more, so I decided to sit and wait in the bus shelter.
What do you mean, bro? Walk it home. But if not, bro, just ring your mum and dad. Don't care if they're out for the evening. Just ring them, bro.
It was a cold night, and snow had just started peppering the ground. My bus was taking longer than usual, so I got my phone out and
No.
listened to some...
No. When it's dark at night, you don't put your earphones in or your AirPods. You just don't, because you need to know what's going on around you, your surroundings and all that.
music. Almost an hour had passed. It was freezing and I hadn't seen anyone at all. That was until I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. It was a creepy guy dressed in
Fucking
thick
hobo.
layers of clothing, walking slowly towards me. I knew staring at him would draw more attention, so I just focused on my phone. He sat down at the other end of the shelter and just stared.
Bro, he wants you, bro. Look at him. Look at that big belly and all, bro. He's got a smirk.
At me. There was something off about him. He seemed like he was either drunk or on drugs.
Both.
He then asked,
When is the bus due?
I took out my earphones and said,
I think it's delayed because of the snow.
He stared at me for a while, then started mumbling to himself. He was really starting to creep me out, so I pretended to be...
Well, you know what you do? You stand up, you go over to him, and when he looks up at you, fucking smack him right into the jaw, right there, right in his beard.
my phone. After a couple of minutes, I took another look. He'd moved closer to me. I looked away for a second, then heard the sound of him sliding even closer.
Bro, smack him.
I turned to him and said,
You okay there?
He stared at me with glossy eyes, lifted his arm and leaned towards me. Immediately, I grabbed my bag and ran as he fell to the ground. I
Fucking
ran down
scruff.
the road trying my hardest not to look back. I kept going until I got to the next bus stop. I turned around to check to see if he was there. He was gone, so I went to sit down. Feeling relieved, I rested my head on the back of the glass
He's
and
there,
waited
innit?
for the bus.
Is he gonna pop up again? Yep.
I jolted and turned around to see the same guy staring at me through the glass.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Go on, tell him.
Then he started walking around the shelter towards me.
I'm warning you, stay back.
I yelled in panic as I was backing up. I wanted to run, but I left my bag in the shelter and I couldn't leave without it. Suddenly, the man leaped at me and I quickly moved out of the way. He fell to the ground face first. I froze in shock, then noticed the blood coming from his face. I tried to get a response out of him, but nothing worked. I called the police and
I mean, yeah, he's still a human end it day. Even if he's homeless, bro, and he stinks, it's not his fault. I mean, obviously not. Just still help him.
And they arrived shortly after.
Yeah, call police or ambulance.
I told them what had happened, and they told me that the guy was on prescription drugs. They found a photo in his wallet of him and his son. The boy looked just like me, so we assumed he thought I was him. I later learned that he had lost his son in a custody battle and went off the rails. He was taken away for treatment, and that was the last I saw of him. I got my driver's license shortly after, and have never been on a bus since.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, what the fuck was that?
Driver's license shortly after, and have never been on a bus since.
He's there. Bro, he's there. Oh, that was funny, that. What's this one? A creepy Christmas time story. Come on, then.
It was November of 2006.
2006?
I was a 16-year-old kid living in the
2006, bro. I wasn't even born then.
town of Altoona, Iowa. I went to bed early one night because I had to work the early shift at McDonald's. As I slept, I had a dream that I was running through downtown Des Moines, but I wasn't on a jog. I was running from something. As I ran around the corner of a building, I came face to face with my pursuer. A tall man wearing a trench coat and a top hat stood in front of me. The only thing visible of his face was his eyes. They were abnormally large with black
Bro, he's
pupils,
like 7 foot.
and it looked at me as if it wanted something. After what felt like hours, he reached out his bony hand, as if he wanted me to go with him. I woke up violently from my dream, and after catching my breath, I peered around my room to see if I was safe. As I stood up from my bed, I noticed that I could see my breath.
Must have been cold then.
Feeling confused, I checked my window. It was latched shut. I then walked over and checked my vent.
I thought when it's cold anyway, it can just be cold in your room. You don't have to have windows open. It's just cold. What?
I could still feel warm air coming from it. As I sat back down on my bed, I tried to figure out what exactly was going on. That's when the figure from my dream appeared at the foot of my bed.
Oh!
I scrambled back to my headboard.
What do you want?
I asked,
Ugh.
trying to hide the shakiness in my voice. With the same bony finger, it pointed at me. Growing up in a religious home, I believed what I was looking at was a demon. I told the creature to leave. It just waved its finger at me, and with a low voice, it spoke to me.
Never leave. Always here.
The creature then screamed loudly and disappeared. A feeling of nausea came over me, and I vomited on my floor. The last thing I remember
What the fuck? Why is your vomit black?
was cleaning myself up and waking up to my alarm. It's been about a month since I had seen the top hat wearing man in my bedroom. The Christmas season was in full effect. My parents weren't home because they got invited to some kind of event, so it was only me and my 3 sisters at home. I had to wake up early in the morning for work, so I decided to go to sleep. I rested my head on my pillow and closed my eyes. Not even 30 seconds passed until my sisters burst into my room and started singing obnoxious songs. This of course made me very angry, but I thought if I ignored them that they would leave me alone. This was not the case. As I pulled the blankets over my head, I started to feel the same cold feeling that I had in November. As the obnoxious singing subsided, I lowered the blanket below my eyes and saw the man standing in the corner of my room. In one swift motion, he charged towards me.
Oh, you
and I blacked
fucking
out.
bastard!
When I
Ooh.
finally came to, I found that my sisters had locked themselves inside the bathroom. As I knocked on the door, they told me to go away. I asked them what happened, and all they could say was Mom and Dad were on their way home. I looked down and saw that my hand was slightly bloody. Holes were in the bathroom door, and a broom was sticking out of the wall. I then walked into the living room and found that there were knives stuck into the wall as well. The same wave of nausea passed over me, just like in November, and I threw up again. As I was cleaning up, my parents walked through the door. My father immediately walked over to me and gave me a good beating. Then he sent me to my room. I went to bed crying.
Bro.
Not from the beating. I was crying because of the confusion. I had no idea what was going on. The next morning, my sisters reluctantly sat next to me and told me what had happened. They said I got angry.
What had happened, bro? He didn't get angry. He was asleep, bro, and he's just got done for no.
And chased them down and tried to hurt them. They said my eyes were red to the point where they thought I was bleeding from them. They said I sounded like a different person. In 2011, that was the last time I saw the top hat wearing man. I just moved into a new apartment, and after a long, stressful day of unpacking, I took a shower and got ready for bed. As I started to drift off, I could feel that cold feeling again.
Oh, he's back.
I lifted my head and saw the man standing in front of me.
Oh, he's got red eyes.
The man's eyes were red now.
Yeah.
With a low voice, just like on that November night, it looked at me and said,
Never leave. Always here.
Yo. That were a good story one. That were. I think it were better than all other ones. A scary vacation story. Number 3. When's number 2 on? Where's number 1 and 2?
During my holiday, I spent about 3 weeks in Japan.
Oh yeah.
I arrived pretty late, so I couldn't check into the hotel that I initially booked. So I booked the cheapest hotel that I could find nearby. Aesthetically, it was quite nice, but it did have easy access to the building, meaning anyone could come in and go to any room as they please. Plus, there was no security in sight.
As long as you've
After
got a lock on
arriving
your door,
in
it's
my room, I
alright.
ordered some food and watched some TV. I was still pretty jet-lagged from the flight, so I started to get ready for bed. As I was falling asleep, I felt the urge to double-check the door just to see if it was locked. I didn't think anything was going to happen, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Anyone
About
would
5
do that,
minutes
wouldn't they?
after I checked the door, I heard footsteps outside. Initially, I thought it was someone leaving their room, but the footsteps started to pick up speed. The sound started getting louder and louder, and I started to freak out a little. All of a sudden, the sound stopped. I looked at the light shining through the bottom of my door,
Oh.
and there was a shadow of a person. At first, I thought it was room service, but it was too late for that. Or maybe it was some drunk idiot who was at the wrong room.
I'm sorry for these adverts. I'm sorry. Bro, there's more.
Welcome to Colombia. You are not the one in control here.
As soon as I switched my light on, the shadow disappeared. I was confused, but I reluctantly went back to bed. That's when I suddenly heard scratching coming from my door, so I immediately turned my light on and shouted.
Who's there?
After a
got to
moment of silence, I heard the footsteps slowly fade
Bro,
away.
you've got to act louder and tougher then. Who's there? You gotta go, who's there? We'll try and put a voice on, yeah.
At this point, I was thinking it could be some kids messing around, so I got up, opened the door, and peeked my head outside.
Oh.
I glanced in both directions down the dark and slim hallways. That's when my heart stopped.
Why?
A man emerged from the darkness
Where?
and ran erratically towards me. His face was contorted as he screamed, and I could see he was
yeah, I can
holding a
just see.
knife in his right hand. As he got closer, I could see him more clearly. He had disgusting
Ugh.
long, dirty hair. His clothes were ripped, and he had cuts and bruises all over.
He's a
I
madman.
quickly slammed my door and pressed against it, praying that the man would just go away.
Locky.
After what felt like hours, I finally gathered my courage and looked through the peephole. He was gone.
You sure?
I let out a sigh of relief and checked the peephole again. My heart started pumping faster than ever before.
Told you he's
He
here,
was
innit?
right in front of the door. He was wearing a maniacal smile on his face, and all of a sudden he raised his knife and yelled,
I'm gonna fucking kill you!
I jumped back and kept my eyes locked on
What
the
did I
bottom of the
do?
door as I backed up to my bed. I grabbed my phone and started dialing the police. As I raised the phone to my ear, I saw that the shadow was gone. When the police arrived, I tried to explain what happened, and they checked the security cameras. They almost immediately recognized the man. He had been doing this to people for a while now, and the police had been trying to track him down for months. After a long night of no sleep,
Well, I guess not doing the job right, and then other. Fucking looking for months.
finally arrived at the right hotel that I had booked initially in Tokyo. That creepy guy was still on my mind, but I thought the chances of him being here were pretty slim, so I didn't bother locking my door that night. At 12:05 a.m., I woke up to a big bang next to me. I turned around to see the same guy passed out on the floor, with a knife in hand. I was in shock. How did he find me? I quickly ran out of the room and locked him inside.
Good.
The cops came and he was finally arrested.
So
Let's
is it-
just say I'm always going to be locking my doors.
Is it
from
just
now
a
on.
bum then or something? That's not a bad one. A creepy deep web story. This is the last one I'm going to be watching. I did put a post up on, well, a poll up on YouTube a few weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. I don't have a clue. Go have a look and see what you want me to do more of. Gaming, reacting, and yeah, I'll probably find some more horror games. Just go have a look at the poll. Choose what you want to see me play more of or react to, and then I'll see in another week what's the highest, and then I'll do it. Well, I'll do more of it. So a creepy deep web.
I was 26 years
story
old,
2.
and I was unemployed.
Oh.
Feeling unfulfilled by the monotony of a job life, I decided I would try my hand at working from home. So my days and nights comprised me of surfing the internet for any jobs I could get.
Is that PC?
I was a big procrastinator, so more often than not I'd stray away and waste time doing other things.
Hey,
One
bro,
day,
that's like me.
I came across talk about the deep web while on Reddit. I felt amused by the people talking about it as if it was something so scary, and decided I'd look into it. It was stupid of me to go on it in the first place,
the dark
but I
web,
made
is
it even sillier by deciding to check it out late at night.
I
It
thought
was
the llama's
about
there.
2 a.m. and I came across a website where you could chat with someone anonymously. The person I got was a woman. She was in her early 20s and very pretty. She sat with her head in her hands, looking playful into the webcam while batting her eyes. I had no desire to turn my camera on and started our chat, thinking that while I didn't come across anything scary, I could befriend this pretty girl. It sounded like a better deal anyway. She told me to turn the camera on, but I ignored that request and tried to get her to.
If your camera's not on, how can you see it then? Oh, connect now. Ah, oh my god, I'm an idiot. Oh my god. So have you not got a mic or something? Oh, probably not. So if you're
Talk.
texting.
She finally did after some prodding, but I noticed how guarded she was. I also noticed how after every message I sent, her eyes would look off camera, either to her side or somewhere behind her computer. After a while, it started getting annoying, so I asked her if someone else was there with her.
I want to see you first.
She said. Up until now, I'd been chatting while she'd answered my questions verbally. I'm not that curious,
Don't be scared.
she said, laughing, this time looking behind the laptop again and making a face that seemed to indicate she was laughing at my expense, with someone else.
Who do you
This
think
is
you are,
getting
you little
boring.
crazy bitch?
It feels like I'm not just talking to you.
That's because you're not. You're talking to all of us.
All of us.
Who else is there?
Turn your camera on.
Is this a joke?
You
Turn
threatening
it
me?
on.
Okay, I'll be leaving now.
Turn on the camera.
Her laughter was almost piercing by now. There was nothing humorous about the situation, yet she threw her head back with riotous laughter. I'd had enough and moved the cursor over to turn the chat box off when I saw the cursor had jammed.
Oh,
The only
you've
thing
been
that
hacked.
was working was the chat box, and I still had access to the keyboard.
Turn the camera on, sweetie.
Her gumdrop-filled voice was louder
Oh, she called me sweetie. Now that means I'm getting my camera on.
than before, and I moved my gaze up to see her smiling toothfully at the camera. Her face still beautiful, but the smile completely fake. My computer's crashed. I can't see the screen. Sorry. I lied. I didn't want her to know I had no option but to chat. Her screen flashed before going blank. There was nothing there but a black screen. I felt relieved, thinking that at least I didn't need to talk to her while I tried to figure out what happened to the screen. Just then, a chat message popped up.
Open the damn camera, you.
Oh,
The aggressiveness in the
you fucking what? Just called me a prick.
message frightened me. Now, the fact that I couldn't see her face while she typed this made me feel nervous. I didn't dare reply back, but then the cursor moved. I watched shell-shocked as the cursor twirled around the screen.
Oh,
Open the camera now.
I still didn't make a
who are you talking to? Don't call me a prick, you little slag.
move. There was
Oh, I think
no
that's
way
gone a bit too
anything
far.
good would
Sorry.
be waiting for me if I did what she asked. The screen began flickering, as if a virus was causing the computer to writhe in agony.
Do you want me to find you?
My heart raced.
You
Could
fucking
it be
what?
possible she knew where I was? I started typing. Please stop bothering me.
Then turn on the fucking camera.
By this point, I thought she was some kind of sadist and got her kicks
What's
by
that?
scaring unassuming
Oh my
people
God, I
in
don't
chat
even know.
rooms. So I obliged and turned the webcam on. I saw
Why?
my frightened face staring into the screen. Judging by my face, my attempts at looking tough were painfully unsuccessful. I asked around for the girl looking straight into the camera, telling her I did what she wanted and to stop hacking into my computer. There were several seconds of silence. I kept my stare directed to the little box that showed her camera feed, but it was pitch black. I motioned into the camera in confusion, feeling as if she was messing with me now.
No, just
Then
end it. Go on.
I saw another message.
What she said?
Look here.
Where?
After a few seconds of staring at those words,
Where?
I looked back at her camera, but my computer instantly malfunctioned, and I received another message.
Look here. Don't look up.
The chat was filled with nonsensical
The fuck are
gibberish. She typed with such ferocious speed, my screen whirled away with her constant messages. I couldn't understand what was going on, but
What's it
I
saying?
didn't look up. My patience ran thin, and I wrote back, "What is this supposed to mean?" Her response came. I
Oh, look
read
up.
only the letters in bold and shuddered.
Oh yeah.
I looked back into her webcam and I fell back into my chair, my eyes widening. She was back there, only her face looked completely demented. She had a savage expression, devoid of
What's that
emotion,
down near her eyes there? Oh, it's
but
her
her eyes
eyelashes.
were almost popping out of their sockets,
What?
and she was huffing as if she had extreme amounts of pent-up rage. The way she looked directly into the camera made me feel she despised me with all of her being. There was no amusement there anymore. Her camera went blank
Oh,
again.
she's gone again.
Then the chat popped up.
Bro, I've been looking up.
My heart stopped again. For a split second, there had been the same blackness, only for the lights to come back on.
Oh, is
She
someone
wasn't
there?
alone anymore.
What's that?
There was a man next to her with a black mask on.
Is that the play?
He made no movements other than look into the camera like the girl. The girl's neck crimped to her side. It looked like it was
she's
causing her
cracking her
pain.
neck.
And then the lights went out again. The chat resumed.
What happened?
Up.
This time, I screamed in fright and fell off my chair.
Why? What happened?
There was another man with them now. He was
Hang on.
standing next to the girl with
Oh.
the original one on the other side. This
Two
man
plague
had
doctors.
the same mask on, but his hands were grasping the girl's shoulders. Even with the subpar quality of the webcam, I could see the force with which the man dug his hands into the girl.
Look
It
at her
looked
face,
like
bro.
he could rip her in two. The girl, however, had a huge grin on her face. Her eyes were mad with glee, or so it looked.
She
Her
happy or
teeth
not?
were perfectly lined up as her mouth spread into that toothy grin, but I could see she was in pain. Even with the smallest sign of her smile fading, the man clenched his hands even tighter than before, which made her smile even wider. All three of them were shaking, as if it was extremely cold where they were. After a couple seconds, I realized they were shuddering, like trying to hold back laughter.
What are you laughing at?
I yelled into the screen. They didn't answer.
I didn't
and
hear it.
continued to tremor with concealed hilarity.
What is so damn funny?
I bellowed. They stopped shaking. Within a couple seconds, the screen went black again. When it turned back on, the man no longer grasped the
You
girl's
laughing at me?
shoulder.
I'll
Neither
fucking
was
levy
she
all lot on yous.
smiling.
I'll levy yous all.
All three
Come on, who
pointed
wants to
into
go?
the camera. Upon a closer look, I
Oh!
understood that they weren't
one behind
pointing at me. They were pointing behind me. I didn't need to look back. I could see myself in the webcam. There was someone peeking from behind
Shit,
me.
bro, look at him.
It was another man in a mask. And according to what I saw on my webcam, he was with me in my room.
It's
Right
fake.
behind me.
It's fake, bro.
I turned around quickly, but saw nothing where I
Yeah.
had seen him in the webcam.
Told you, it's fake.
I turned back towards the screen and, to my bewilderment,
Oh,
saw a third man in the girl's chat box.
a third
It
man.
was the same man I had just seen standing
that's
in
free.
my room. Now, all three had their hands on the girl and were gripping tight. The girl wasn't laughing anymore.
Yo,
She
what the
had a
hell?
look of utter devastation. A tear was dropping from her eye, but it wasn't just a tear. It was blood trickling down her eye socket.
Yeah,
She
what?
then mouthed the words, "Help me," and the next second she screamed as if her lungs were being ripped off as the screen went black. I immediately got up and pulled the plug out of my computer and backed out of the room.
I just saw
For a
blood.
couple seconds, I swear I heard her screams even though the computer was unplugged. The room went quiet, but I was too devastated to stay there and ran out of my house despite it being 3 a.m. I caught a cab and went over to my friends, who had to talk me down for an hour before I could be calmed. I returned back to my house with my friend a day later. Everything was the same, and after thoroughly checking around the house,
Everything was the same. Of course it's gonna be same, bro. You left it like it was.
we concluded that there was no one there, nor was there a sign of anyone ever having broken in.
Yeah, in cookie jar, yeah?
I've never gone back to the deep web. My friend suggested it might have been some prank by computer hackers, but the way that girl shrieked, the terror she had on her face, it convinced me she had been a victim herself. I had wondered if I had stayed on for longer, if I would have become a victim too. Could those men have found me?
No,
Was there
probably not.
really someone in the room with me?
No,
There was nothing I could do,
it's fake.
because there was nothing concrete to report to the police. What I did do was throw the computer out and buy a new one. There was no way I could even open it back up after what happened.
Oh, it's just booted back up. Oh, are we done? Right, well that is going to be it for me today. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I mean, I wanted to keep it short for you because I know people don't want to watch an hour, 2 hour, an hour and a half videos. I want to keep them short for you all. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.